still below 50% because they got stack wiped now.
Yeah, and when Congo left, he went up to 66%, which was enough to take basically 30% war score, which was not that bad for no casualty war. But then he tried to land on Zanzibar to increase the war score, but got stack wiped. It was quite close. It was quite close. Okay, I'm starting the nation review. And I will need help to understand Europe, because that was a shit show.
I don't understand Europe either.
Like
Your pupil betrayed Alex.
yeah, and I kinda knew about that, but it didn't go well.
No, it didn't go well.
Didn't go well. So, where do we start? I think I will start with Morocco. More. So Morocco is back on the map, which is always a surprise. So why did he for Morocco? I think he did do it for the missions, the permanent bonuses. So what does he have? 10% heavy ship compatibility. That's not bad. He can get 10% morale for 20 years and another 10% morale for 20 years. He got 2.5 discipline already, so that's very good. He can get 1000 gold. It's always nice, even though it's England who has this land for now. What else can he get? Basically, he has the most important mission already, the permanent bonuses. So now I think he will try to go from Andalusia. What? He can't. Oh, yeah, right. But I think it still would be interesting to flip religion for that. He's still converting.
The problem is, yeah, he's converting his provinces to Catholic.
Yeah. I mean, Catholics is fairly good in the mod. And there are not that many Catholics left. There are exactly 6 of them, which means that being courier controller is not that hard. So that's a lot of quite free bonuses, and only how many players are Catholics? So 2 Sicilies, Morocco, Lotharingia, and France. So you've got basically 1/4 of change to be courier controller, even though actually Papal State has it. So basically 20% of chance to have it, a bit more if you invest, and the powers got improved a lot, which is quite interesting. So Catholics is quite good. Morocco is making 214 ducats a month with a nice 130 balance. It has a force limit of 232. A bit of professionalism, not much, but he can slacken twice, which is always interesting. He has a total, what's that, like 4.8 moral, something like that? 4.3. While in Golden Era, that's very low prestige. I wonder if he... where did his prestige go? I don't really know. He did not designate it, since it is state, yeah, he's state general. So yeah, I don't know. He didn't change religion, didn't lose war recently. So yeah, I don't know. Is he an empire already? Is not an empire yet, but he could be one if he reached 75% prestige. So he should probably focus on that. He is actually the second greatest power in the world at the moment, which is kind of impressive for a nation that had to fight so much and for so long against the Muslim box. He is allied with France and 2 Sicilies, so the betrayal of Lotharingia on France pushed France in the Iberian hug box. he can make some states, which means that he's not at Gov Cap. Ah, fuck, it's lagged again. I will load the save back. It's annoying when it bugs like that. I didn't pause or anything, so I don't really know what's happening. Check. Hello. Hey. So Morocco is over Gov Cap at the moment, so he needs to rush the Empire rank. It's basically the most limiting factor for him at the moment. And maybe probably give the privileges as well to get some more Gov Cap limits. Hello, Gregs. So 2 Sicilies. Let's look at them. Debug mode. And what's the tag? TTS. Okay. Shit. So 2 Sicilies lost a little bit of the Napolitan land they held actually. So they lost 4 provinces, all dev to 20, apart from one. So they lost 70 dev this session.
They lost 5. They lost Alberenga in the north as well. Next to Genoa.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, that's gonna hurt their income a lot. So they lost.
Are you using a country review?
Yeah, I am. So 85 dev lost in one war. That's a lot, and yeah, their income is crippled quite a lot since trade was reduced violently in Genoa. So that's not good for Kimi at all. He's still making more of tax than production. That's not a very good sign. He's next to full crown land, so I'm not really sure why he went for that so early. Morale is 390. Okay. He has 63 naval limit, 94 force limit. He went trade force. Why not? The force limit is very small. Like it's very small with quality. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan. What's the autonomy? The autonomy is not high, so I don't think he has much force limit buildings. Yeah, none. In terms of the manufacturers are nearly all done, which is quite nice. Which makes the production income really low. Like he doesn't have that many provinces, that's true, but still, like since the manufacturers are done everywhere, I would have expected a bit more.
He doesn't have the Diplo to death now because he's doing trade, I think.
Yeah, I'm not really sure trade is the best choice since he lost Genoa, like he only has 3% there while earning there. I think he should like stay on Valencia and steer towards it because he would make more money. Like he is only gaining 175 in Genoa, and actually his ally Morocco is by rating 25% into Genoa, and that's quite a lot of money actually. How much is that? 25 out of 32 plus efficiency. I think Morocco is making like 10 or 12 ducats.
About 8, 9.
Let me check. Spoils of war. Oh, only 4.6. Why?
Maybe his pirating efficiency is low. Privateering efficiency, or how is it called?
Yeah, private. They are 68% more efficient here. So, yeah, I don't know. But he's making Tuscany and France lose a lot of, like mostly Italy lose a lot of money. So it's not really a bad idea. So Castelli is in a very good position since he can now continue going to Mali. He can also integrate Algiers and then push into Ayyubids. But 2 Sicilies is very weak. Oh yeah, Morocco has 50 light ships cruising in Genoa. So he wants to to destroy the trade of Italy. France. France can embrace the institution. That's a good thing for them. The income is now under 100, so that's not really good. Most of it is from tax, which is a bit concerning as well. Morale is not that high, 4%. For morale, a little bit less than 4 morale, but prestige is quite low, so that might explain it. Force limit is 190, so that's not too bad. He made the bankruptcy build with the regimental camps. That's why it's so high. He has a bit of autonomy that it could reduce for like no risk at all. He didn't pass that many missions actually. Damn. That's not a lot. He's allied to Poland, Morocco, and 2 Sicilies. So basically, his eyes are set on Germany and Italy and Lotharingia. Why is there a Punjab stack in Poland? What the fuck, Krejaks? What the fuck? Check. Yeah, he is. But I mean, oh yeah, I think he bought some maps, and to be able to buy the Central Europe maps, he had to send 1k. Okay. France also went for some crown land quite early. Well, it's basically the time to start building it, so it's okay there. In terms of advisors, it's running 111, so that's not a very big mana generation. In terms of ideas, is so is take 13, 14, 14. I didn't check out the others, so 14, 12, 14 for Morocco, 14, 13, 14 for 2 Sicilies, and he hasn't picked an ID group yet, while Morocco went trade, probably a good idea. France, I think I would recommend religious for the morale, because he's on the back foot. Trade is not going to help him much, since his main trade node is not giving him any money, and only one well, you can get a few. What the fuck? What the fuck? He's steering towards Lubeck instead of steering towards Champagne. You need to click that, Alex, in order to not send money there. Like, I don't think he has. Yeah, no, he doesn't have any. Well, he's receiving money from Punjab for probably 1k stack, but he doesn't have a trade deal with Sweden, so there is no money, no reason to send the ducats to Lubeck. Send them to Champagne instead. But so trade is not a good idea. It's not going to increase his income much, apart from the policy 20% goods produced with quantity. But apart from that, it's not going to be very efficient. While religious gives a 10% moral policy and a 5% moral policy, so it's probably the best option there. Apart from that, not much more to say. The alliance with Britain is broken, which is the first since the beginning of the game, and so he lost a few provinces to Italy and a few provinces to Lotharingia. We will skip to Lotharingia now.
I'm pretty dead.
Are you? So yeah, you lost well, quite a lot of land. Holland and oh yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
28 for
losing the Netherlands is gonna hurt you.
oh,
It's already hurting me.
was that one war?
Yes.
Yeah.
How the fuck did it take so much land in one war?
I'm kinda surprised too. I didn't calculate it. I thought they couldn't take that much.
So they took 43, 70, 95,
Kill me
110, 120, 135, 146. So they have at least 146 and 166 dev in one war. So they probably have the 25% from war score versus others. Oh, and he has divine. I think Prussia has divine. Let me look. So that's probably why. Check. Where is it?
Oh, yeah.
Click. Is it divine? Am I getting confused? No, it's not divine giving it. How did they get so much? Is it oh yeah, war score versus other religions. In they probably had the 10% from her side, so that's minus 35%. That might be all they need, actually. So Prussia needs to seize the land to not get the ticking autonomy, especially since he's at war. Well, he doesn't have that much autonomy in his country. Let me check. It's there. He doesn't have any autonomy at all, so actually he doesn't care. The war is Prussian conquest of Braunschweig. We have Prussia, Russia and Poland and Sweden on one side, and Westphalia and Lotharingia on the other. In terms of number, the Prussian side is
That's way too much for us.
way stronger.
But they have a good quality and they have like nearly twice our number.
Yeah.
No, yet, but that's... Well, I mean, we can't fight that without help, I think.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do Diplo or you're gonna have to watch out for the next session.
I mean, they did declare the war 2 years before session N, and that was probably a big mistake, because you will have 1 week to do Diplo. No one wants to see a big and strong Prussia. Prussia is finally fixing his income. I think his income doubled during this session. 20 from subsidies. Yeah.
The thing is, Westphalia will not be a great power during this week, so we assumed that was because he had the cap of the alliances, and now he can't ally anymore because he's at war.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah,
assumed it was that.
but like I think Ottomans and Italy will not be very happy about the eastern side, eastern bloc
No,
getting strong.
I tried to enforce, but relations. His opinion of me is low.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So there are people that are willing to fight. So you
I'm sending money and I'm sending condos.
Yeah.
Wiped out.
I mean, Ottomans was increasing relations with Westphalia, so I don't know what.
because Prussia is not scary when it's poor, but it starts to be very scary when it's starting to have a little bit of money. And when he had 40 income at the beginning of the session, it was not a problem, but now that he has 107, he starts to be a little bit more scary. He's going trade fourth, so I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan because he doesn't control any trade nodes. Like he's making 8 ducats there, transferring 4 here, transferring 4 here. So like where will he send his merchants? Probably in Krakow and Novgorod, where he doesn't control anything, and at most he will go to like 16 ducats or something, which is not worth an ID group. He doesn't have quantity, so the policy for the goods produced is not going to happen at least until next ID group. Like I think religious would have been way better. Religious would have been way better for the morale again, for the casus belli. That is also really interesting. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the ID group, but since he invested 3 IDs already, I don't think he is going to change as of yet. In terms of gov cap, is above gov cap, which means he should probably remove one of the privileges to get the increased GovCap privilege. Apart from that, Empire is still the HRE is still there, yes, and there are not that many princes left. It's probably time to dismantle the empire, because being stuck at duchy. Oh, actually, yeah, Prussia is a kingdom. Lotharingia, is it still? Yeah, it is still in the empire. It is a kingdom also. Westphalia is a kingdom, so yeah, so they don't have problems with that, and I don't think any of them can become empires yet. So yeah, it's possibly still too early to leave the empire. Let's go back to Lotharingia. The income went down a little bit by losing so much of the of the English channel. You had more than half at the beginning of session. Only seven. Is center of trades, yeah, and yeah, you're getting blockaded as well, so income will go up a little bit when the war is over. But yeah, the war is not really looking very great. If you lose this war, Westphalia is dead.
Yeah, I'm dead
And you're
because
next.
backstab.
Yeah, and so France will want to come back, but like two Sicilies is not a big factor. Morocco could help France, but like you could still.
Your story is coming. I don't think you will do that.
Mhm. So yeah, France will come back for you, but like I don't think you're dead yet. Like it's still playable.
It really depends. I think if Westphalia die, I'm kind of dead.
I would still join next session, see what happens. I would
I would
not
join.
join. Yeah, I would
No,
not
I will
join.
join.
but-
Of course, I will join.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I will quit when I'm dead.
Are you going Protestant?
I wanted, but
Why aren't you converting then? Like, either you stay Catholic, I think it's very good in the mod, so why not? And then you convert, or like you flip right away, because like
I want to flip, but I don't have a good situation. I have to.
Yeah.
I'm just scared of the instability and further.
Well, you're already converting anyway because you've got two centers of religion converting you at the moment.
yeah, I think I would flip. So basically, what you can do at the start of next session is take sell titles. Not Seasland already because some rebels, but that's not really a problem. Then take Defender of the Faith for the morale. Since it's a bit do or die, can you go for Golden Era? You need to convert 10 provinces, that's not gonna happen. Convert a nation, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, so you cannot get Golden Era, that's a problem. In terms of quality, you have no military advisor while fighting. So try rolling for, yeah, I think that's what you did, but try rolling for.
Yeah, I was doing that.
And so you're not even at force limit. If this war is really going to be a death war for your ally and you, you need to commit like as much as you can, because there will be no other possibility.
I was thinking of if we can get a tipped option, that would be great. If not, I will commit as much as possible. Because there is France after that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can not be carried while not having truce with France, that's good.
Yeah. You should always run level 1 advisors, admin and diplo. Like it doesn't cost much, and you have a lot of land to core, which you should do to improve a bit force limit and also income. Like the next tech, admin tech, it's really not interesting. You want at least 14 to get something. So there is no point in not spending the admin right away.
Oh no, you're behind 2 IDs.
Two techs.
Two techs, yeah. I'm already at my first new ID.
Yeah, but like Tech 13 only gives 2% production, which is not going to help for the war. And Tech 14 unlocks the ID group, which is interesting, but at the moment, like, he doesn't have any spare admin or diplo points, only mill points, and he cannot take a mill idea. So even if he unlocks the ID group, he won't invest a lot in it, and it will definitely not help him in the war. Like, even if it takes trade or religious, you want to finish it to get the morale, and trade it's going to improve the income by like 1 or 2 decades during the length of the war, so it's definitely not going to be a change factor. But fully coring 5 or 6 provinces, that's improve the income and the force limit, and it needs 7%. No, he lost a lot of provinces that are very high dev and very full of center of trades, and England.
That trade would be really bad.
Yeah.
Disappointed in your fairy tale courage.
If I can take a new idea,
And actually, it's not your main center of trade, so you should definitely move your center, your trade capital there.
How much trade power do you have there? I saw 166.
Yeah.
What's the boost he's getting in Burgundy? It's not only minus 50 from there. You would have the.
Yeah, but he's making only four ducats in Champagne. Like, it's really a poor node.
I was just curious if you had any more domestic trade power boost, because he would obviously get the 50% increase. He'd go from.
I mean, I will just make the
It's still
test.
practically nothing.
I will just run for a month, but so I need to peace out. Clack, come back.
yeah, but if you miss out, you will not have the points.
Yeah, but I mean, it will change still a lot. Like, we can see first month without the blockade what it gives, and then second month with changing the capital, the trade capital. Need to increase a bit there. So it's 10 and 7 here, and if you put the trade capital here, second month, so it's 20 here, 20 here and 5 here, so you go to 25, so the income is still quite better. Oh, you're getting.
Still probably not worth investing in trade.
Yeah, still not. Unless he gets, like, unless he manages to get allies to get his land back, but
Yeah, if he got
otherwise.
Holland back, he got all his cores back, and had like 50% channel.
Yeah.
How did you lose it actually?
They declare
And you, because I saw you immediately almost pissed out.
I mean, yes, because that was we saw they were going for Westphalia actually, and they declared on me because Ottoman enforced on Westphalia, so that was our thought. And I was thinking, well, I mean, I lost to France and I won, but it's not really a victory. I might unlock because I couldn't fight this war.
Yeah. I mean, were you in 2 wars?
No, I just finished the French war.
Yeah.
And they attacked, but we were only two. GB broke. So I didn't thought he was going for the. I knew it. I didn't know he could do that much.
Yeah. So that's what we discussed before.
This age has the age objective, which
Yeah.
reduces province war score costs, and then next age has absolutism, so you gotta watch out for both of those.
I'm still a bit surprised because so he has 35% war score versus other religions, and I think it's the only bonus he gets so far, and so that means he could take 153 dev, and he took 160. So I don't really know where he got the extra 10%. Oh, no, it's cost of enforcing religion through war. So no. Yeah, I don't really know where he got the extra war score. That's possible. That's possible. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But I don't think that these provinces were under.
Was a reconquest actually.
Oh, some of them was reconquest. Okay.
No, one of them.
Okay. Yeah, that's 20. So that might be that. Yeah. Sula Scripta, it's
I mean, I did a mistake. I should have sell one province to Westphalia, but
I mean, as a general thing, for uncons, it's a good idea to like not uncon before asking the people what they want. Like if you are losing a war, the best thing to do is to go to the voice channel of the others and ask what they are fighting for. And if you are willing to negotiate, just to save a bit of time and resources, people are all quasi almost eager to seek a like easier or smaller peace deal. And if they say no, we want to fight, then you commit as much as you can until someone else comes to fight you. Like so, your truce with France is over, but France could not really attack by itself. So you should have like fought it as long as no one else was getting involved. But yeah, uncons are very very dangerous. Like it's they were kinda nice actually, because they took a lot of trade power from you, but they did not really cripple you by snaking inside the land or focusing mostly the forts. They took 3 forts, but they kept 2 on the borders. I think there was a possibility for them to really cripple way more. Are they getting the money from trade? So already, are they transferring the trade money from Holland? They are not, and they are not collecting there. So that's a lot of money lost to AI and to Prussia. I think Prussia could get a lot more money by changing his. It's already his main trade city. So he should definitely click that and just wait a month. He's making 5 at the moment. I'm paused, and that's 8 more ducats a month. So that's not something to sniff out when you are making 90 total. I will just reload the save because I passed 4 months up, and it costs basically nothing. Like you can revoke it anyway. Your vassal is starting to want to be independent again, so it's really not costly at all, and it's a lot of money. So basically Lotharingia needs a bit more friends. England,
I do.
I think my sound is down. Speak again.
I bet I do need more friends.
Yeah. England is doing more than okay in governing capacity. They can actually expand a lot more. They went trade force, which is probably a very good choice. They still have exploration at this point, I think I would ditch exploration and go quality, because quality improves the navy quite a lot. Morale of navies, ship durability, naval attrition. So that's all of that is good. And exploration is not going to give him that much more, since there is not that many land to colonize anymore. Well, there is, but like there are so many people colonizing now that it's not going to last for a long time. And anyway, most of these places are basically land of his vassals or his allies. Like all of this land is going to be taken by Mexico. All of this land is going to be taken by Congo or Moroccan Brazil. And so I don't think he's going to pop a colonial nation here. So he's not going to colonize here. So he's colonizing for his vassals, allies, but it's not going to benefit him that much. Is he getting some trade here? Why is he transferring to Chesapeake? Oh, yeah, because this is going to.
Because it does not push.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, but Chesapeake is not giving him anything. Like,
Yep, that's been his problem. It was a problem end of last mission as well.
He's giving everything to Florida.
yeah, but does
Kill Florida.
Needs to
Kill
kill Florida.
Florida.
yeah, he,
Florida.
It's not they fought together in Africa.
I mean,
They should kill him.
the problem
How
is
much money is trapped?
the problem is that he has only 17 light ships, and they are in the EC. How many more ships he could do? He could, like, I think he should go above naval force limit, because it's not costing him that much, and send like 30 ships into Florida, and that would be 10 more ducats coming. At least 10 more ducats coming. In
The issue is the naval supply range really can't.
Yeah.
You can't leave more than like one province away from your own territory if you're such a nation. So he can't do.
Yeah, he doesn't have any vassal land here. That's true.
Yeah.
Like I did never get the play style of this GB. In the first he left all of the other side of English Channel to Lotharingia, so he was losing a lot of money there. And now he doesn't have.
Has enough supply range on Chesapeake.
Yeah.
He does
And
not on Gulf Sandwich.
Flemish, to be fair, he could not really go there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
but
I
that
was,
doesn't mean.
at this point I was allied with France, and
Yeah.
I was definitely going to attack to get the EC. So I mean, I told him that, and he made a deal.
As soon as he picked exploration, he renounced all claims on the continent, because he could not fight for it, and he was relying
Yes.
only on his allies to go for it. So he made a choice, and this choice can be really profitable. Once trade will be completed, his income will explode. So it's not going to be bad, but he needs to steer more trade into the English Channel.
Well, but now
I would
the
disagree
situation
with that.
changed. He should go back to mainland, I think.
But
Now,
he cannot fight.
Cannot. He doesn't have the ideas.
it's not, he doesn't have to fight. He needs to find allies like France. France
I
needs
mean,
allies.
yeah,
Why would
He's
France
more-
give him
Now France and England have a common enemy
Yeah,
in you,
they have a
Lotharingia.
common enemy, and they can just divide 50-50. England gets the coast, France gets the rest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the trust will remain because GB was allied to France, and he broke when I asked him to.
Yeah, okay.
They may not trust each other, but they can still work together.
GB only has 100k max, and he can't afford to be in Europe. Like he just pissed off Norway.
Well, the thing is, he can build the biggest colonial empire he wants, but if he only controls English side of English Channel and doesn't control Chesapeake Bay,
Yeah, that's
He
that's
ain't
where he needs to
getting
focus.
anything
Like,
of it.
he needs to.
It's still not
he
bad
has to
money.
build Florida.
He's making
Or-
60 ducats.
Make a trade deal.
which is very low for the time.
Yeah,
By
but
this
b-
time I was making as the Netherlands last time, 160 I think.
yeah, but like trade is not done yet, it will like if I just get a lot of dip. So if I just take trade completely,
I mean, it's definitely far. Last time you killed England, so you had all the easy for yourself.
Oh well, yeah. So why doesn't he do it with the other way around, or at least try?
I mean it's easier to go from Netherlands to England than the contrary, I think. Like England is
Yeah.
well, it's quite weak.
He can now drop his explo and expansion. He doesn't need it anymore. His colonial nations will do it for him.
So as soon as he finishes trade, his income is boosted to 113. He gets 75% of the EC, and like Prussia is not going to go trade. Well, he went trade, so yeah. And Lotharingia is possibly going trade, but should not.
I'm not going anywhere.
Go ahead.
I think you should go religious. Like religious is the strongest right now because you need the morale. But
What I would do if survive.
but England took took a golden era. It's only going to last for
Yeah, they did it for the African war.
yeah 35 more years. So it could be a good idea to try and push a little bit during this time. So fight anywhere. Like it's the time to push because it's the only moment their morale is not dog shit. Well, it's still bad, but a little bit less bad.
It's not that bad. 4.2 isn't that bad.
Well, it's not really good either.
What is the
To be
what's
honest,
the
we
modern
almost defeated Cape in Africa.
Let's-
The numbers were too many.
Let's look at Ottomans.
Well, Ottomans. I don't know if Ottomans is the correct measurement.
4.8. It's not that much more. Let's look at Prussia.
I mean, Prussia also is. I think.
Yeah, that's nearly 6. So 4.2 is not that much behind the average, but it's way behind the fighting nations. We can look at Punjab as well. He had 4.8 when I fought him. How much is
When
he?
did you fight Punjab? Punjab released Balochistan.
Nearly. Yeah, it's AI, and because he's over our governing capacity. So I need to reload the save.
How much morale do I have? 'Cause am I so
He's at
behind?
5.7, but he's in golden era for the deving. So
Oh, I'm already out.
Ayubids.
What is
AYY.
Yeah, you are at 4.4, 4.2. That's not much either.
But I have had my golden era.
And you have a moral advisor, so
Yeah, so how
you need to farm a little bit of power projection.
yeah, definitely.
Need to farm a little bit of prestige as well. Are you Empire rank? You're
Not yet,
not.
almost.
So you need the prestige as soon as possible. So I think you should
Yeah.
make prestige deals with your allies and farm prestige that way. Like you can buy show strength or no, not show strength. Concede defeat. It's 10% 10 prestige, and it only costs them 5 prestige. So you
Is
do.
it allowed though
Yeah, it is.
to buy?
Yeah.
So strength is not allowed to buy.
No, show strength is not, but like concede defeat, I think it's allowed.
Alright. Dream, you know what we're gonna do next session.
What are we going to do next session?
Concede defeat.
Pay me.
Alright.
I mean, it's definitely worth it for you to do it. Like to get Empire rank.
How much morale does it give? Empire rank?
Oh no, not Empire rank doesn't give morale, but prestige itself gives gives morale. So if you go to 75, then you get 25% more morale from just forming the Empire, and so you get 5% morale just with the prestige, and you get the Empire rank, which is also a good buff.
Shall we go to Westphalia now?
Yeah, yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, reload.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm getting sidetracked a bit.
Yeah, we're stuck on La Faringia for the last half hour. So much to talk about.
Well, we moved around a bit, but not in an organized fashion.
No. Well, surprised they had a poor session because they won the contest. Wasted money.
Yeah,
I should have got it.
it was a bold move to go against France, but it was not a stupid one. Like, if it had worked, and if he was able to make France uncon before the bankruptcy was over, he would have been in a very good position.
I hoped Castile the all first was bluff actually, but no, and I'm kind of surprised because Castile, it was in the interest of Castile, I think.
Could have let Morocco kill Castile, my dude.
I don't think it's a bad move from Morocco because they already have their enemies and their expansion pass. They can go into Africa in two different directions, so they know who they want to fight, and they know they don't want to go into France. So they need a safe border there.
That was exactly the thing. I mean, if he had stayed neutral and not enforced, I was proposing him actually to not. But okay. But I understand. I mean, I had to do it. If not, I was boxed. It's not fun to play boxed.
Yeah, it's like taking risks. It's always interesting, even if it doesn't pay off. It's Westphalia is going bankruptcy war. He took already max loans, which is definitely a good idea since it is already getting occupied quite a lot. But it means that he has 33k in his back pocket, losing 150 a month, so he can survive. Is that 200 months, something like that? Let's just check. 33 by 150. It can survive the 220 months. That's nearly 20 years. Of course, his income is going to drop even more, but he's barely over force limit yet. It could take one or two more merc companies, and if you commit more as Lotharingia, you could nearly close the number gap. So if someone else gets involved, it's still winnable. In terms of quality, is nearly at 5% morale. He took the golden era, which is a very good idea. He is the defender of the faith, so that's nearly really nice as well. He got the morale and the discipline, so there is no real issue there. He got also the morale of armies from expansionist zealotry, which is good, and the morale from the advisor. So he's not doing any mistake. He's fighting well, but he needs some diplomacy to get out of that. Does he have? Yeah, he has 1 week. He has 1 week for it. He should probably pop both these ones to get the manpower recovery speed and the yearly army tradition. It's going to help a bit to get good generals along the war, because when you lose battles you farm army tradition very fast, and his generals are not bad, but they're not very good either. At this point in game you want a little bit more fire. Like 5 shock is good, but like with tech 13 cannons really start to be strong. We have a second offensive fire, so fire starts to overrun shock now, and with a bit more army tradition you can farm better generals. This one would already be better. This one is dog shit. This one is dog shit as well. His ruler is 234, so there is absolutely no trouble sending him to the battle, and that's not too bad for 3. Actually it's him who went to the battle, so that's good. So he should probably pop a little more generals, because the Prussian one is a 5/5, and 3 fire pips at this time is going to hurt a lot.
I can go mid-tech 15 though, which is strong and no one of them.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very strong one. +1 moral, plus 0.25 military.
Give me morale and new
And yeah, so you're right. You're right.
one
That's
year,
yeah.
and then I have it.
That's probably a smart move. Then again, so the morale and the tactics are always going to be nice, but to improve your infantry, you need to retreat a bit. So you can only do it after losing a big battle, which means that basically your mainland is going to be occupied, or by winning a big battle, but that's not going to happen without friends. But it's still a good idea to rush it because one morale is definitely important. You have nearly 5 at the moment, but Prussia has nearly 6, if I remember correctly.
No one of them can rush it because all of them have nearly no willpower.
Yeah, you're right. Prussia just took the 14, so it will need like 5 or 6 years. 7 years actually, but a little bit less because it's going to decrease. Poland. Yeah, no mil mana banked. Just took the tech, and Sweden. No mana banked as well. So you're right. You probably should keep that, but you can still use your general, your ruler as a general is bad anyway. You want him to die. Like 2, 3, 4 is not really good. Do you have state generals?
Banner, and I cannot the air banner.
The air is not really better,
No, it is probably worse, and
but
cannot snare it impossible.
Stager or no?
yeah, state general is always a solution. Like you can send your dude to the.
Yeah, I cannot allow me to do it so, but because I need coming infantry from the next thing. I'm way on. I'm over.
Okay, so let's look at that. I will just reload the save because I took some of your mana. But I think that you could still get a privilege to improve the governing capacity, and then switch. Governing capacity, how are you doing? Well, you're barely at limit, so it's not really going to give any maluses if you don't dev or expand during the war. Cannot give away anything, that's a bit problematic.
I already had one.
But if you put your dude general and then switch out, you have a free general. I still stays there, even if I unpause and wait a day. And well, they are not very good. Oh, he died. But you can roll another general for free, which is always nice. But okay. So yeah, basically you will need the week of Diplo to sort this out. Italy and Ottomans might back you up. I will try to move a little bit faster because I'm spending a lot of time on Eastern Europe. Well, a lot of stuff happened, so that was an interesting session, I guess. Do you guys follow what happened in Africa with the English?
Yes, I was there.
Okay, so talk us through what happened.
Okay, I think Dream is the best one because he literally.
I thought the war. Yeah, what do you want to know?
So England declared for.
No, England didn't declare. Congo declared. So what was
Oh.
happening? I was getting into West Africa. I said when I have a border with England, Congo, you can declare. That's what I did. So I made a border with England.
Yeah.
And then we just got our armies ready and declared for the Gold Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were going to declare for Cameroon, but we saw that England was at war, but we didn't realize it was a fake war.
Okay.
So we went for Gold Coast instead. And yeah, then we battled. We could win if
Malaya didn't come.
the numbers were on our side.
Yeah, so the fact that Malaya attacked Rosvi made Rosvi stay in his land instead of committing to the war, and that hurt you a little bit. Yeah, a lot actually. because English by England by itself cannot fight. Like
No, they couldn't fight. They had to rely on mercs a lot.
yeah, their force limit is shit. They have like no bonuses. The discipline is actually okay because they have the discipline advisor, but like they cannot.
I got the same.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I kinda carried the war with Congo.
Who else was in it? Florida
Yeah.
and
Florida and in England.
and-
Persia sent
And the colonies,
mercs.
the colonies in the world.
oh yeah. Do they have troops actually? So just debug mode.
Congolese colony died a little, just a little. They're still alive.
C02.
So yeah.
So
And
they
the war just went back and forth all the time.
the
Around
war went
Fort. How is the fort? The Futafol fort, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's what-
Florida can fight a bit. They have like 2 stacks, but basically
really bad quality. That's the worst I've seen.
yeah, the morale is really bad. But then again, I think they went colonial, yeah, expansion, quantity. They do have quality.
Economic.
Yeah, they need a core. They need a core. They will be able to start taking it soon, but they also want to expand a lot because even though they have all the coast, they didn't go that much inside the land as of yet. How much dev do they have? They already have 600 dev, so that's not that bad. And their vassal Vinland probably has like 200 more. How much is that? Yeah, 200. So they have basically 800 dev already, which is more than most European nations. So they soon are going to be really impactful, even though they don't have the quality yet. I
It
think
will take 2 sessions, I think, until they're gonna be normal Exodus nation. Normal Exodus nation. 2 sessions or 1 session. At the end of next.
at the end of next session, I think their income will be 150,
Yeah.
and the force limit will be next to 200. Like
But we'll only see their impact like in 2 sessions.
yeah. Is it trying to integrate Finland yet? Not yet, but I don't think Finland can colonize that much more. Check. Yeah, there are like only this shit land to colonize. Is Finland colonizing at all?
Finland
Check.
can probably colonize more, but he can't see it as Florida.
Yeah, no, it cannot. Well, it's not. He is not. He is not doing anything.
yeah.
He has the money to, so he could try to colonize there, but I think colonies cannot go overseas. So I think Finland just cannot colonize anymore. So Kuchulin should probably integrate Finland as soon as he can. It's also going to boost his trade income because he will now get also the Gulf of St. Lawrence. That's going to be quite impactful. And he needs to clean all the eyes because he's not controlling the trade because of that. Lenap is his vassal, and he's not getting the trade from. Oh no, it's not his vassal. They're allied. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like Lenap has two estuaries, and is making like 14% of the trade. That's the first one you want to kill. Like literally the first one you want to kill. Okay. But otherwise he's doing quite well. The dev is going okay. He's allied with GB, Malaya, and that's all. But no one can really annoy him because his 2 allies are the ones who control the seas, and all the other players in the new world are not independent, so no one can really fight him. So he has time, and he has like a good situation to expand. So he's going to be really strong, really fast. Sweden. Sweden is making a little bit more than 200 ducats. His force limit is 244.
I'm gonna go. Bye bye.
See ya.
GG.
He has a lot of generals and admirals. The admirals are pretty shit, so I don't really like. Yeah, it doesn't cost anything to keep them. 120 discipline, 4.2 morale, but what really plays is the 40 ICA he has, so that's going to be really good. He finished Inno second and is going Eco third. How much did he dev? He deved nearly 300 times. So actually, even without Eco, so even without the dev cost, he managed to pump a lot of mana into his land. Well, it's still not very high dev since like it starts as really shit land, but it's gonna be really nice. Like this Sweden is going to be a powerhouse. He's making 80 benefit, only has the estate loans, so he's basically carrying his side because he's also giving 20 ducats to Prussia. So he's making Prussian economy survive the war and also bringing a very good fight. So Sweden is probably the strongest of the bloc. He could seize the land, probably should. He is north, so that's really nice. That gives 5% discipline at the moment and some land force limit modifier. And he has trade companies actually. Muscovy, White Sea and Osti Endelhouse. Okay, 2 more merchants. What? Ouais. Ouais. Nah, t'inquiète. Bonne nuit, chef. Who did I miss yet? Poland.
And Russia.
And Russia after, yeah. Poland is making 86, that's not a lot for nearly 600 dev. Force limit is consequent, nearly 200k, so he can fight. 120 discipline, 43% cavalry combatability, so nearly the same as Göktürk. So his cavalry is definitely on par. He could try to go full cav, like to go like 60 or 70% cav in his stacks. That would work, I think. Because his cavalry is way better than his infantry. It has a lot of pips at tech 14. How much is that? 5, 11, 12, while the infantry has 5, 8, 11. So it's not that much better, but 2.5, 2.6 with 43% cavalry combatability. I still think cav is a bit better than infantry. Then again, it's way more expensive, but why not? He didn't take the Polish special bonus. I think he should have taken this one first. Like he was in Europe, the institution spread is not going to change that many things. So the Merc bonus is a good idea because he was fighting Death Wars. Not taking the religious war is not really a problem since he was not a primary participant, but the 33% goods produced, that's a lot of money. That would have been like, well, yeah, that's not that much. That's 6 to 8 ducats, something like that. But still, that's still some money. I got pinged in general. It is taken. Oh, it is taken. Okay, makes sense. Boom, 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 boom. And what is he going to go for in force group? He hasn't picked it yet. In terms of tech, it's 13, 11, 14. So he will pick it in 1 year, That's not too long. What can he take? He can take religious. Trade is again probably not a very good choice, since he's not controlling any good trade node. He's only controlling Krakow, which has only 2 incoming nodes. So trade is probably not making him gain much more than 10 to 15 ducats. Religious is possibly the best. His governing capacity is still quite low, so he doesn't need admin. So that's not a good choice. That's probably not the best of choices. So yeah, religious or innovative are possibly the best ones. How many times did he dev? Clack 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 clack. He deved 167 time, but he has very good land. Check. Poland is one of the best places to dev. Like it's mostly farmlands and grassland, so it's really easy to start deving it quite well. Does he have prosperity? We can look at the prosperity for everybody. Clack. Europe is not very prosperous. Castile is. Ottomans is, obviously. Ayyubids. Göktürk. But yeah, Central Europe is burning a bit. We can move to Russia. Russia is trying to finish off Muscovy. Muscovy is going to disappear with this war. In terms of tech, he is 12, 8, 13. So that's a bit of corruption going there.
Who needs both?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not a bad choice to dev instead of taking the tech. The fact that he has a 30% neighbor bonus is definitely going to help him catch up eventually. So as soon as he takes the institution, he will be able to double or triple tech. So it's not really a problem, as long as he root out the corruption during the time. Because if you increase the mana cost of your techs with the corruption, the bonus you get from the neighbor bonus is like a bit irrelevant. The institution is not going to be there for at least 3 or 4 more years, so I think he won't take it before 5 more years, which means that he's making 72 a month for 5 years. He won't overcap, so that's not going to be an issue. He will overcap in admin though. He will overcap in admin, so he should take the tech right away, or stab up or reduce. Yeah, no, he should reduce the inflation. That's probably the smartest choice. Unless he wants to go religious, in which case he needs to rush admin tech 14 and start taking the ideas. But I think I would reduce inflation, because that's still a lot. Like 20% cost on all the troops. That's a lot, and 20% on advisors. That's really a lot. On this guy alone, it makes him lose 2 ducats. And 2 ducats is a consequent part of his income. Yeah, that's not the best income. Clack. Force limit is not that bad. Quality is not that good. Prestige is still hurting a bit. At least he has a good heir coming, so that's a good thing. In terms of alliances, Sweden, Poland, Prussia, so the bloc is really tight together, and as long as Sweden is backing Russia, and Russia will live. Ottomans and Göktürk are the only possible threats for Russia, and like I don't see them going for it right away. It's not very interesting land, and in terms of trade, it wouldn't serve them that much. A bit, but not that much. The sad thing for Russia is that it is cut off from Siberia, so it cannot really use Siberian frontier. Well, cannot really use it at all. So that's not really good. When we doing Ayyubids soon. Clack. He has a few loans, but not that many. He can deal with that. And where can he expand now? Ryazan is already a vassal. Moldavia is a vassal of Poland. Crimea is a vassal of Ottomans. Bashkiria is a vassal of Göktürk. Muscovy is actually going to leave because there is one province there. So Göktürk should probably vassalize Muscovy. Like, Muscovy has a lot of cores, and a small reconquest over Lithuania, Russia now, could completely kill him. And since they are committing a lot to this war, if Italy and Ottomans were to join on the Westphalian side, the Eastern Bloc would now face a real problem, and then Göktürk should definitely jump on the occasion to get some fairly cheap land. Okay, so I did this block. I'm going to do Italy, then Ottomans, then Ayyubids. Italy is making 135 income. They have quite a lot of claims everywhere, so their enemies are set. Basically, they want 2 Sicilies dead and probably France after that. They have 1 loan, that's not an issue. Quality wise, 120 discipline, 405 morale, 152 land force limit, that's not that much. They do have quantity, they want quantity first actually. They probably should focus on regimental comps now. They have a bit of them, but I think they want manufacturers first, yes. Which is not a bad choice, but what is limiting them at the moment is mostly the force limit. Since they kept Tuscan ideas, they have very cheap loans. They can take a lot of them. They can take 146 loans with very low inflation interest per annum, only 2.5, and they still don't have national bank, so only 2% IPA very fast. So money is not a problem. Like they can get a lot of money. They can get 50k free money every time they need it. What is going to limit them in their fighting power is the force limit. So I would even recommend taking a few loans real quick to build the force limit before the next war, before like in the next 8 years, making like these buildings and probably destroying the temples. Like I think there are temples everywhere.
Yeah, I have been trying to do that with making space for manufacturers and
Yeah.
a few.
Yeah, I think I would definitely focus on the force limit before the manufacturers.
Okay.
And did you start exploiting the admin? Yes,
Yeah, I've
yes,
been
yes, yes.
exploiting admin.
So I think, yeah, the admin dev is now very low, so removing the temples is going to give a good free slots. Like not everywhere, not where there is still some admin, but where you are reaching very low admin, then like losing the temple is the church is not going to decrease a lot. Like you lose certain cents, and instead you gain 1.5 force limit with quality with quantity. A little bit more maybe. Check. Yeah, 1.6. The alliance with the Ottomans is still going great. Alliance with Lotharingia, okay. So the eyes are set on France, I think. The gold mine in Tyrol is still there. It is devved. There is the Ambras castle on it. What does it give? Defensiveness, only local, so that's not really good. A bit of prestige and some army drill. Yeah, not worth the cost.
The one I did was the one in Rome. The St. Peter's Basilica gives the idea cross.
Ah, yeah, that's good. And what's most? Yeah, it's that's probably not worse, and that's definitely not worse. But tier 1 is good. Tier 1 is good. Okay. what you need for like before next war is so getting level 4. That's on the way, so that's very good. Probably so this fort as well, since there is a border with France. Probably make a fort here to block this path, or on the gold mine. That's a good choice as well, but Valley Dutch is probably more central. Improve this one as well, then the force limit, and then you're definitely good to go. You can actually destroy this one, since it's farmlands and you have a better one here. It does be your capital, but I mean, it's not really a problem, because like two Sicilies is never going to come reclaim this land anyway. The Papal State is independent actually. That's really strange. It was released because
I made a deal with Morocco.
okay,
They
because
want
you
back.
okay.
So he's, if you look at the Majorca Islands,
Yeah.
I think it's Majorca. One of them's owned by the Pope, so I'm going to conquer his Italy territory back.
Okay. Okay. So Morocco gave a province so that Pape is there. Why? Why actually does he want the
Because
Pope?
I think he wants to become Curia controller and then eat the Pope, so the Curia controller remains in Morocco.
Oh yes. That makes sense. That's actually a good play. And what are you getting from that?
Cool. That's nicely. I did it.
No, but
Because
yeah, but like it's going to give him very good bonuses, and is your enemy.
He wasn't at the start. Apart from obviously.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. Morocco is the only one keeping two Sicilies alive, and two Sicilies is dying very slowly because you cannot push that much. But with Morocco out of the war, like you would push really faster. So I would ask a lot of money actually to give that kind of bonuses to an enemy. I think you can still threaten him, because now that the Papal controller is out, everybody can claim it, and as long as you don't take this land, or as long as you can release it, he cannot get the eternal Curia controller. So you could ask him to like ditch his ally for only one war, just to get the 1v1.
and even if you take the
To be
Pope back, if you take
I
the
did.
Pope back.
I did try.
Okay, yeah.
But I'd already promised the other session that I'd do it. So.
You should probably
He
Word.
needs to fight Ottomans as well if he fights you, so
yeah. You should probably dismiss this guy. Okay, in terms of ideas, you went trade, a very good idea since Genoa, basically. And yeah, like he is taking 25% out of your trade node, so he's making
Yeah,
you.
I think he started that within the last couple of months because I didn't spot it.
Yeah,
I noticed because I think I was on about 170, 180 ducats a month.
yeah,
A few bits earlier, so
yeah.
I'll
He's
probably just put my fleet over there, the Hunt Pirates.
it's making you lose about 12 ducats here. So I really like wouldn't give him bonuses since he's not playing as a friend, so helping him is not a good idea. Okay, but once trade is finished, your income will rocket a bit. That's going to be a nice Italy, I think, and the Tuscan ideas are very good. You're keeping the dev cost, that makes sense. Probably waiting for Golden Era to pop, to use both of them at the same time.
Yep.
And probably waiting for the prosperity to come back also in the mainland. It's going to take a little while, but that's not really a problem. Average dev is probably very high already, since it's Italy. Yeah. Check. Let's see. Yeah, I think we have like 16 average, something like that. So it's probably a very good idea to keep this mission with the dev cost, with the golden era, and dev at this moment. You also need 5 provinces with 25 dev in South Italy, so there is no point in taking this mission before owning at least 5 provinces there. And the bonuses are not that good anyway, so it's not really a problem. Does it have any int missions? Not that I can see. Claims, ICA for 20 years. That could be popped never, I think, because I I don't see Bob giving that much land, so that's not going to happen unless a big deal. Check claims, bit of dev but not that much. New drill focus, what does that mean? So you need 20% army prof, 50 army tradition, so that's doable, to 200 mil power, and for an event, so that's probably the most interesting mission you can look for. 20 army prof is not going to happen anytime soon, though. That's a bit of a problem, and you cannot really afford to drill that much. Why are you losing that much money? Reinforcements, yeah, just killed some rebels, but still that's costing a lot.
Take down some,
I'm subsidizing
Oh yeah, that's true.
Thuringia.
Giving
both actually.
both of them.
Both Thuringia and Westphalia.
Yeah, you're giving 45 ducats a month, so that's the reason why. But that's probably a smart move. You don't want them to die too fast, because France is going to benefit, Poland is going to benefit, so only your enemies. Check. Click. Yeah, the Italian missions are not really that interesting. The claims are, but not really the rest.
I think I completed most of the Tuscany ones, so I thought I might as well switch over.
Italy isn't pink anymore.
No, that's true. That's true. They could ask a color change because Ottomans and Italy are quite close.
I like the Roman Empire red, please.
I wanted the same, I got pink.
Yeah, then form the Roman Empire. Like, that's the easiest solution. Bob's income is at 377. It didn't increase that much this session, and he's getting 7 from knowledge sharing to Göktürk. Okay, he chose to give it to Göktürk. Göktürk is not very rich. He could have given it to, I think Persia is getting it from someone else, from Ayyubids. Yeah, I guess it was the richest he could have given it to. Maybe Ethiopia. Ethiopia, I think, is richer than Göktürk. But then again, so his income did not increase a lot since all of his manufacturers were done already. But his force limit is 424. He farmed the professionalism, it's at 72 now. Innovativeness, I think, is nearly capped. Texts are there everywhere. He finished religious already. Shit. So yeah, it's very scary Ottomans. The morale is not that high, but if he was to pop, oh, his golden era is out. Okay, so I think that's how he got. That's how he got religious ideas so fast. But I think he deved a lot. Yeah, nearly 600. He has still a lot of tax. He could reduce the tax a lot to get some money out of it. He's close to gov cap, so it's probably a good idea to start exploiting a lot now. But he can sustain an army of 500 without losing money. So yeah, he's very scary. And even if he was to start losing the war, he can slacken. How many times is that? 15 times. So that's not really an issue. The only real problem is that his army tradition is not that good, so his generals are a bit shitty, but that's not like he can afford it. He can pop a 10% land maintenance. He's waiting for that probably to annex Hungary, I would say, or maybe Crimea. Check. I don't know why he's not taking the free money there. Maybe he doesn't have any buildings to build, but yeah, there are some. So yeah, I don't know why he's waiting. I would pop this one directly, and then pop this one, and then go on a big war, because of the separatism. So what he could do, instead of enforcing on Westphalia and Italy, which would with Italy, which would only benefit Westphalia basically, he could declare on Poland. And like, if he was to declare on Poland, and if Göktürk was to vassalize Muscovy and declare on Russia, the Eastern Bloc would like die. Only Sweden would survive, and Ottomans, Göktürk, Westphalia would benefit from it. So the only real int mission he has left is the maintenance, which is not the strongest one. He is allied to Italy and Ayyubids, still very neutral with Persia, probably good relations with Göktürk, since they share some knowledge. Few trade companies here and there, okay. And a little bit more here as well. In terms of trade, he owns 100% in Constantinople, 80 here, 76 here, even 35 in Alexandria. So Flemish, you need to you need to renegotiate the terms here, because yeah, he's getting the trade power from Ayyubids. He's basically taking 14 ducats out of Alexandria, and he is only giving away 9 ducats. So yeah, I think the trade deal was made a few years back, and it was not renegotiated, but now it needs to be. Like, Ayyubids is getting scammed a lot.
Yeah.
Ayyubids is only
To be
making,
honest, the Ethiopian trade route is richer than Alexandria at the moment, which is a shame.
yeah, Alexandria is, but because all the money is going to Constantinople. Like, the biggest trade powers are Italy and then Ottomans. If Alexandria, if it just check economy, cease transfer, I will just go for 1 month. He makes 13 more, which is not that much actually. I would have expected a bit more. Is he protecting? Only 6, so he could protect a little bit more, and he could also, yeah, he should probably put Italy as a rival, and then embargo it, because Italy is still, even with that, Italy is still the biggest trade power in Alexandria. I will reload the save. But Ayyubids is looking okay. It went to war with India over Hormuz, and he won against Vijayanagara and Bengal. So that was not an easy gamble, to be honest.
Well, there was one problem. They could have won easily if Persia didn't give access.
Yeah. But I think there were battles over naval supremacy, and at some point they managed to cross. So the war could have gone either way, I think. But in the end, Ayyubids won and finished off Arabia. But then again, he gave 3 states to you, Dreams.
Yep.
What is the deal here?
The deal is that I like Persia, which I have done to protect if India attacks.
Okay, so
Anyhow, he has promised those promises to me like about 100 years ago. So
okay, so basically you sold your alliance to Persia for 3 states from Ayyubids.
Yep.
He got cooked a lot. I mean, he wasn't risking anything as long as Persia is alive, and he could like ask at that moment instead. Okay, so why not? You made how much dev you made from that? These are not really high dev,
No,
but
they
that's still
weren't dev.
26, 40, yeah, 50. But you can still dev that. and most importantly, it's mountains that protects the straits, so that's really nice. Do you have forts there? Click, click, click. Shit.
I got one in Zeta.
Yeah, Thais, so that's good because it's mountain. But you should probably put this one in Tajura instead, because now if if an enemy manages to cross and occupy the provinces, they will do it in 1 month, which means after they can cross as much as they want. But if the fort is there, they cannot take the province in 1 month, even with barraging and everything. So you can just fight the battle, put only one boat, and they will be stack wiped and they cannot cross. So the difference between a fort here and a fort here is actually very, very important. Now that you own the other side, it's less of a matter, but when you only control one side, it's really, really important. So Ayubits is making 120. He could improve a little bit his trade. He's making 315 from gold, so that's not good, because gold should only give 8 per province, so that's a little bit low. Where is his gold
I
mine?
think it's the Mali gold mine. that
Oh,
was left.
you might be right. Yes, yes it is. And it's so low because autonomy is high. The fuck? Oh yeah, autonomy is high and it's still coring, but it will increase. You can still dev it twice, so it's going to improve quite a lot. And actually, there is still one more gold mine to take, even though I think Morocco is going to grab it before. But these borders are going to be absolutely awful. Like, there are 4 players in this region: Ayubids, Ethiopia, British, and Morocco, and even Congo, even though we cannot really count them. But these borders are going to be a shit show. In terms of force limit, 188, 15% discipline, morale is decent. I guess that's good. He went trade 4th. I really don't like it, because like his he does not control his trade node. So his income is not going to improve that much. Only the policy for the goods produced is going to be really relevant. That will be like 10 ducats, but still, I think he's not at GovCaf yet, but admin could have been a good choice. Religious could have been a good choice. Even innovativeness or espionage could have been better choice than trade, I think. He's allied with Ottomans and Persia, so he did not change his diplomacy, and that's approximately everything we have to say about it. We will hover to Ethiopia now. Ethiopia is making 83, 17 from gold. Production is starting to start a bit, so I guess the first manufacturers arrived.
Yeah, I'm okay. I cased the income by 20. It's something.
Yeah, it is. Few manufacturers, one more to go. In shit, the workshops are basically done, at least the most important ones. Still quite a lot of churches, but most of them were built by AIs, I think, or these ones were even probably built by Flemish himself. Check. Not that many barracks, and absolutely no regimental comms. So that's probably going to be. The force limit is okay, I guess.
I mean, I just spent a lot of money and manpower in the war, so.
Yeah, I think for you money is more important than force limit. So keeping the manufacturers is better than the regimental camps. Are you exploiting admin?
Nope.
You are not. All of these provinces you can exploit like all the time above 20 dev, because you already have you can already have all the buildings you need. For those between 10 and 20, it depends a bit on how many buildings slots you have. But since most of your provinces you still have building slots, it's not really a problem to decrease your total number of building slots because you don't have the money to build anything as of yet. And for these ones, you could wait a bit because like exploiting is not going to give that much bonuses. So basically, the biggest interest in exploiting is that it reduces the dev cost of the province when the province is above 10 dev. So for those under 10 dev, it's not that interesting. But the good thing is that it gives a nice cash influx. If you exploit everywhere, it will give nearly 1k, I think, something like that, which is like already 2 manufacturers, so it's not that bad. And also it will reduce gov capacity and reduce the dev cost in all the provinces that were above 10 dev. Obviously it will reduce a little bit the income for a while, but at the moment, like, reimbursing the loans is not a bad idea either. This one up, this one.
Yeah, the bank loans.
Yeah. So it's not that bad an idea. GovCap is not an issue, so you don't have to do it yet. But since we are entering the big dev cycles, and do you have prosperity? You have prosperity everywhere, so you want to dev at the cheapest you can. So reducing the admin is going to help you increase the deep and military dev in your country. Okay, so you are allied with Persia, Congo, Rosvi, obviously not Mali anymore, and you
Yeah, I
are...
think the West Africa is going to be a shit show soon.
Yeah, there will be war there. Like Morocco and Ayyubids definitely don't like each other. Morocco and England probably don't like each other that much, and you already fought England, so there will be a war. I don't know what war it will be, but there will be a war.
Imagine fighting over Western Africa.
Yeah, it's not bad land. Like, the trade goods are not that bad. There is some gold, there are a bit of iron, some dyes, so it's not that bad. Congo. So Congo is making 52 ducats. That's starting to be really problematic. It's not increasing a lot, and yeah, it's a bit problematic. The force limit is 54, so he cannot fight alone at all. No discipline, 3.2 morale, so he went expansion, quantity, but it's not finished, so next ID he can finish quantity, which will increase his force limit to 75, something like that, 80 maybe. In terms of tech, yeah, he doesn't have the tech, so he cannot take it real, like right now. He won't have the institution for at least 10 more years. And then he went quality, so even when he finishes quantity and then quality, which will take at least 30 years, even at that moment, he will barely be able to fight. So Congo is going to survive as long as no one is attacking him to his mainland, but as soon as someone does, he's basically dead, I think.
Does he have loans?
I don't think so.
Do you want to know how much I committed for this war? And it was a war Congo declared, of course.
Did he bankrupt? Let me check.
He didn't bankrupt.
No, he did not. He
I
doesn't
was
have.
minus 100k in manpower.
He has 70k in manpower. Is nearly full.
I got played.
I think you did. And he nearly he just lost
They promises.
3 provinces for a total of 12 dev, 15 dev.
15 dev war minus 100k.
Yeah. So I think you should cut the losses.
I'm going to cut the losses maybe.
Because he's not going to provide you anything. Like, he cannot fight for you, and like yeah. At this point, I think he should probably exile to Congolese Brazil, but it was played, no?
Congolese Brazil was played, but apparently his colony is pretty dead, they say.
We will.
Because it did get invaded during the war.
Oh, okay, but that's not really a problem. Like debug mode, like colonies, they can survive a lot early on. C03. Okay, let's look. Loans, only 2, not really a problem. No advisors, that's a bit of an issue. Is fetishist. Ah, not the best. Not the best. Probably would try to switch religion. He could go Catholics, which is not a bad choice. He could try to go animist, which is a little bit better than fetishist, but not that much better. Or he could like ask someone to convert a province for him. Does he have gold? He doesn't have gold yet, but he can still find some, so his income could improve quite a lot. At the moment, it's it's not good. It's not good at all. No one is subsidizing him, so he needs to find people that will give him some money.
Congo needs to, his overlord needs to give him money. I don't think anyone else is going to give him money.
Yeah, but Congo cannot give money. He's already dirt poor. He is colonizing 1, 2, 3 provinces, so that's not that bad. He's still going to like expand quite fast. Is Congo colonizing?
I think it's going to get to Peru, or trying to get to Peru.
Congo is colonizing also there. Yes. So actually, Congolese Brazil is going to have the equivalent of 5 colonists, something like that, which means that it is going to grow very fast, and the trade goods in the region are kinda good. There is some coffee, there is some cocoa, so that's all good money. And if he finds some gold, then he will be really good. But he needs to survive Moroccan Brazil, which benefited a bit more from the war, I think. Oh, we have Floridian Colombia here. I didn't see that. That's C06. Moroccan Brazil, not making more money. At the moment is colonizing 2 provinces, and is Morocco colonizing for him? Morocco is not colonizing for him. So actually Congolese Brazil is going to scale twice faster than Moroccan Brazil. Even if he lost the previous war, it's not going too much of an issue. But force limit is 7k, that's oops. Okay. Colonial ideas are really good. With the Republican tradition, you basically have 3 re-elections, so very good mana. Construction cost and dev cost to build up. ID cost is always nice. Regiment cost is better than maintenance, and he finishes with 10% morale of armies. So once ECO is going to be finished, these nations are going to scale quite well. I don't know why is Florida going this way. I think he had nowhere to colonize. But still, like it's not some land that he can defend later on. It would probably have been a better choice to go for these colonies, but it's out of range. Oh, that's the reason. Okay. Check. We looked at Congo. We can go look at Rosvi. Yes.
They got the short end of the stick.
Yes, they got. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Thunder and Morlock are good friends. So as soon as Congo declared on England, since Thunder was the vassal of England, he called in Morlock. I think they had made a plan to invade Madagascar before the war was declared, but when it was declared, they saw it as a go signal. The war got back and forth with Congo piecing out. Malaya was at 66%, which means that he would have been able to stab it for 30 war score. 30 war score is not that bad actually. Offer tribute. Check. I will look when I'm on Malaya. But I think 30 war score is half of Madagascar.
Half of, yeah.
So
But Moloch wants all of Madagascar, and Rosvi isn't going to give it to him.
yeah, I know. But so he tried to go to Zanzibar to increase a little bit the war score, but it it backfired in terms of war score. Where is it? Yeah, basically he lost 6.
He lost 60k, man.
Yeah, and well, losing 60k is not really an issue since he's not fighting any other wars, but he lost nearly 10% war score, and that's going to hurt a lot. Rosvi is still making good money. He's paying for war taxes. Why? Like, I think at this point, so war taxes is making him keep something like 10 ducats a month, saving about 10 ducats a month. For 2 mil power per month, I think it's definitely not worth it.
Yeah, and Eva is doing
Yeah.
enforcement right now, so that's gonna pass soon.
Yeah, and he should rush the Tech 14, I think, for the combat weights, the infantry fire. Even though it's not a land-based war, so it's not that important. Still, it's like it's a bit a waste of mil mana. He is allied to Ethiopia and Congo, but is alone in the war, which is a bit sad because if you guys have been in it, Malaya could not have gotten more than 30% war score at this point, and he would have to give up the towel because I don't think Malaya can.
I did be sad because Malaya was invading Arabia.
Ah, yeah.
He sent me a white piece, and all my armies were in West Africa.
Yeah. Okay. In terms of force limit, 100 is not that much. Quantity equal quality, so that's standard. He could take a force ID group. Here trade is probably a good idea. Zanzibar is a very good trade node and he controls it quite well. 30% of his income is from trade, so taking trade force would be a good thing, and his trade goods are quite okay. Lots of ivory, like mostly ivory, so the trade the production efficiency on that is going to make a lot of money. Yeah, production and trade are going to get impacted a lot by trade ID groups, so that's good. 50 from gold, that's a lot. That's a lot from gold. He found some here. His capital is to 12, and the others are probably devved. Could still dev a little bit this one and this one, but it's not really a problem. Clack. Discipline is there. Morale is good. Check. And yeah, not much more. In terms of fleet, he probably cannot fight at all, Malaya. Only 40 limit. Check. Does he have... He has a fighting fleet with 33 galleys and 3 heavies and a flagship. So it's not a bad navy in, like, if he was fighting anyone else but Malaya or GB, it would be a very good navy, even though it's not up to date and he needs 500 to improve them.
Well, to be honest, I did fight England with my navy, and I lost 75% of my boats.
Yeah, like naval nations are the ones that scales the best, and at the moment no one is able to win a naval battle against Malaya or GB. Well, if they fought together, Malaya would win, but if they fight anyone else on the seas, they win, and like it's not going to be a small win. They're gonna win without losing any ships and while killing all the other ships. But Rosvi has very strong ID sets, so if he's let alone, he will do well. I think at this point he should kill Congo and expand there. Like Congo cannot really give him anything. and he let him to die against Malaya. So I think I would use the opportunity to go and kill Congo. Even if he concedes Madagascar, it's not that much dev. It's not dev yet, so it's not extremely good land. He would lose like a lot of provinces and a bit of dev, but if he can go into Congo instead, it's probably better. Did he dev his nation? 200 times, 223. So that's not bad. That's not as much as Ottomans, obviously, but that's not bad. VJ. VJ is making 140 ducats, needs 60 benef, 274 force limit, morale is 3.8, 3.9. Ideas, he went religious second, so he wants to fight, wants the morale to be able to fight soon-ish. He's allied with Bengal, but not with Punjab. Punjab is actually allied to no one. That's interesting.
Yes, it's unallied to anyone in the entire session.
Yeah.
It broke all alliances.
Yeah. The Indian box is still stable. The borders have not changed in a while.
Well, Krediax did ask to fight VJ, but VJ didn't want to.
Yeah.
So he didn't.
But probably he should. That's
He should. Krediax should fight VJ.
yeah. That's a weird choice of trade companies. Like inside his land, I should ask him why. Are they trade companies actually? Yes. Yeah. So I should ask him why he put these dates in trade companies instead of other ones. Actually, Krediax and Buku made a big trollolo. They decided to meme and put their capitals here next to the to the wasteland, which is not a bad idea per se because it's very good defensive terrain, and by just having a few forts they can completely block the access to their capitals, which they did. But what was the problem that they didn't see coming is that the institution is now was shared in this state which is only 26 dev, so clearly not enough to embrace, and it's not going to be to spread very fast. It's going to take a while for it to reach the heartland, so it's probably going to come from Fiji first, and Bengal I think is paying for it, but he should not. Like, he should definitely not pay for it. He should just wait. He's losing 10% of his income for nothing. Like to gain 1 or 2 years max, because his capital state is not even 20 dev. So getting the institution in one of the coastal provinces that are 20 dev is doing the same. 10% income for 5 years is way too much for that. So actually Vijay is getting 10 ducats less because of knowledge sharing. Trade is okay, production is very good, but it's India, so that makes sense. Clack. What else to say? He has some crown lands already, that's nice. So we said 138 with 274 force limit and no particularly good quality. Bengal as a BNG. Bengal has a very low income because he made some oopsie while converting to Sikh. He lost nearly half of his income. It's going to come back, but he lost a lot, and he unstated some stuff that he needs to restate, I think. Even though it's in trade company, so he probably has a reason also for not doing it. But 100 income is problematic because he absolutely can't field his army at the moment. It is exploited everywhere in admin, nearly everywhere. In terms of buildings, I wanted to check. Workshops are nearly done. Manufacturers are way on their way. So that's really like problematic that he is not getting more from production with such a big country. He has 132 provinces, so he's making less than 1 ducat per province. It's not a lot. Quality is okay-ish. He does have Nepalese. Oh no, he cannot. He can farm Nepal whenever he wants, but he's keeping the Bengali IDs for the dev cost. So as soon as he switch colors, I know that he will start want to fight someone, and I will probably be the one he wants to fight. So when he changes color, I will be worried. Can he get more ideas, missions? I don't think he can. Like, nah, he needs a lot of land from his allies. That's not gonna happen. 5 plantation. That's not gonna do much. That's not bad actually, but he needs a lot of time. Okay, so missions are basically done. Once he forms Nepal though, he will get quite a lot more quality. Nepalese ideas are really good. 10% morale, 10 ICS, 5% discipline, some learn force limit and leader siege. So all of that is really strong. And then he will be able to fight quite a bit more. But as long as his income is not has not recovered, he cannot really be a threat to anyone. So I was looking if Vijay and Bengal could 2v1 Punjab. I think Punjab would win the 1v2 at the moment. And if Kretiax was not a hugboxing wuss, he would take the fight 2v1 like a Chad. Punjab is making 320 income, so he's making nearly 80 ducats more than the two others combined, with a force limit of 328. With this kind of balance, I think he can afford 400k without any problems. He can take
How is his morale on Bull?
it's 5.2, so
He can take on Bob if he wants to.
can he
If
take
he gets one ally, I think he can take on Bob.
2v1? Yes, 2v1 he can. 1v1 I think he still lacks a little bit of quality. So he will take the tech, but he will still be late on tech 15 compared to to Bob. Bob can take tech 15 at the moment, and tech 15 is really strong. Like it's one morale and 25 military tactics, so it changes a lot of things. He does have a lot more morale than Bob, that's true. Discipline, they are the same, but the Ottoman's pips are still good. He has 5, 8, 12. How much does the Indian get? I think it's at least 2 less. Shit. 5, 8, 11. 1 less. 1 less, okay. In terms of discipline, they both have 15. It would be a close fight. It would be a close fight for sure, but I think Ottoman still wins. He has 60 more income. He has nearly 80 more force limit, and the quality is not that different. So true, Ottomans cannot take Golden Era anymore, but the 72% army professionalism is a lot. Like it's slacking is 64k, so he has more than 1 million manpower in reserve with the possible slacking, while Punjab only has 20% or so, 40 maybe, 20%. and a manpower pool that is only recovering 3.3 while Ottomans nearly has double. So I think I think Ottomans still wins against Punjab, but it would not be like a dull fight. Both would be like, if Ottomans come to fight in Punjab, there are a lot of very good forts. This one is not that good, but this one is mountain. This one is good as well. Good. The capital is not easily accessible. He's not paying for the central forts, but he is paying for the forts with his former allies. So that's good to know. I have absolutely no clue why he's keeping both these forts, especially since they are level 2, and you can make level 4 with this tech. So level 2 have absolutely no value anymore. They can be taken extremely fast. So I think Critiax, you should rush this tech, even if you are losing a bit of the mill. How much is it costing you? Like 423. The 23% is costing you 80 mana. So it's nice to save 80 mana, because it would be like 2 or 3 dev clicks, maybe 4 if you're lucky. But making the level 4 forts is probably most interesting to do quite fast, and to rebrand your fort line, because this is a mess. I'm really not convinced by that. This fort is useless. This one can be good to protect this, okay. These two are okay, but a bit redundant. This one is not the best. Let's look at that. No, this one. So this one I would remove and put here, and maybe put one here to make a line between this one and this one. This one is okay, this one is okay, this one is good, this one is not the best, but I mean, there is no real good defensive terrain here. But then I would make one here to block with the Himalayas and with this fort. I guess they're not going to fight because of the capital hugging, but he never knows with VJ, so this is the most important one. So a fort here would be extremely important as well. That would be really nice. We can look at the forts in VJ actually. I'm not really convinced. Yeah. Check. That's okay. That's not the best. This one is better, because this one can be blockaded. Since it can be blockaded, it will fall way faster than this one. So this one would be better. And in top of that, this one only borders 3 provinces, while this one borders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is nice. And there is no crossing penalty. Oh, there is from Surat, okay. But this one has crossing penalties from basically everywhere around. So this fort is really strong. You could put a fort there as well. Here, so it's jungle, it's not bad, and there is a lot of crossings as well. This one is a bit useless, because you can, like, it only protects against Nepal, and if Nepal is to attack, then it will position stacks in front of it, so it's not defendable. So it would be a very good war goal for Bengal actually. Clack, and so this fort is completely useless, this one is completely useless, because if he loses half his country already, then it's not like 3 forts in the back that are going to do anything. This one is absolutely useless. For these two to have any kind of impact, you need one other probably there, to have actually a fort line that can block the enemy. But since he only has 2 here, and there is no fort in the capital, even if these ones are popped, the enemies can just walk around and like clear the enemies. If there was one here, it could be a fallback line that makes sense. But this one is absolutely pointless because it's not blocking anything. And to deter Malaya from coming and take this island, which is basically unprotected, you need one fort here and one fort here. So that should be one of the priorities for Vijayanagara, because otherwise going to lose Sri Lanka to Morlock next session. Once Morlock has the Maldives, he has the ability to make a claim on Vijay, and once he has the claim, basically it's over.
So yeah, nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he keeps hold of this crossing on both sides, then he has a lot more troops than Morlock. Morlock has only 50k.
Yeah, but if there is no if there is no fort here, then Morlock can just ship
That's
out.
true,
Yeah,
if he blitzkriegs, yeah.
and like the troops are very far away. So if Morlock makes the claim and undocks his troops the same months, basically the war is over. Because it's not with 7 heavies and 6 heavies and 7 galleys that he will be able to contest the seas. So he needs one fort on both sides of the strait. Okay, let's look at Malaya. It's MSA, I think. Yeah. MSA. His income is 180. Okay, he's capping on meal. I don't like to see that.
Don't do that.
Yeah. I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say that it's not a lot, and he's at war, so that might explain. When you're at war, you cannot dev as much as you would like. He did lose a few battles, so he was probably focused on that instead. So he was at 76%, so he could have taken 28% war score. Could have taken that. Possibly that, which is not that bad. I think I would have
How much is the entire
80%.
all of the islands and Madagascar?
80, I think.
And Andaman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100.
But he's not going to get like Rosvi is never going to get to Encon, because
Rosway is never going to Hong Kong. Well, Rosway is going to be behind. That's maybe what Smolov may be doing. He's going to go Tech 15, I think.
yeah, but even with Tech 15 he cannot fight. Like he has absolutely no bonuses.
Yeah, but Rosway will be behind 2 techs.
Yeah, but even like that, he doesn't have discipline, doesn't have that much morale, no ICA, nothing. So all he has in his ID is 10% morale. That's absolutely all. So even 2 takes up, I think he does not win. And like Rosvi made a big mistake, but by fighting this battle without a full combat width, more cannons than infantry, and he still won. So
Yeah, he probably did that to prevent that province to fall into the enemy hands.
yeah. So Malaya is still colonizing a bit, but he's not rushing that much Indonesia. At the moment he's colonizing America. He popped a colonial nation in California that is also colonizing, and is colonizing also in Alaska. So he will have two colonial nations, which is not a bad idea, since colonial nations are a bit broken in the last patch. And he has a player vassal in Australia. Australia that changed a lot over the last session. It was mostly AI at the start of the session. It's nearly clean now. The trade income is starting to get better. It doubled this session, and I think it will double next session as well. Malacca is not getting integrated yet. He should probably integrate it, but he is over governing capacity, so I think that's the reason why he's not doing it. But I would definitely give that to reduce the stress on governing cap, and he will rush the 250 gov cap here. How much time does he need? Uh,
10 years.
yeah, not that much. A bit, I think a bit less than 10 years. The calculations are wrong often for that. And can he go Empire? He doesn't have the dev, but it's not far. And then you would only has to buy the prestige. So I think he should rush that. And integrating Malacca will give him a lot of money. He does get the trade, so at least that's good. He's getting 88%, 85 income. Nepal is stealing 6 ducats, not that much. 100% here, 100% here. Sadly, he's not getting a lot here, but he's stealing money from me. I don't like that. He's stealing 2 ducats here and 3 ducats here. He was stealing 3 times that at the start of the session, but I made some changes, and now his boats are a bit more pointless. He actually has a trade ship flagship. That's not something you see every day. And he put his flagship patrolling on me. I don't like that. I think I will declare on him just to break his ships.
Nice.
Because it's annoying me. Like I offered a trade deal and he did not accept the trade deal. I was very mad. I even offered him to colonize Taiwan for me and to buy the provinces at like really good prices, and he did not take it. So I'm a bit sad. In terms of buildings, manufacturers, I think, oh, not that many.
Byzantic says that Morlock has been capping on mill for ages.
Oh, well, that's not good. But I mean, player war, so he was busy, and he's probably rushing the Tech 15 because it's the only way he can fight on land. So you might be right. Like I think with Tech 15,
Gonna keep it for Tech 15, yeah.
and so it makes sense to keep the mill points. Like he could have dev'd once or twice, but not much more than that. Dev clicks a little bit shy of 200. Okay. And buildings, so not that many sailors, but he does not need it. He has 50k. But shipyards, they are there, they are online. That was the priority. He has a 327 naval force limit. Could go way over that because navies is not that expensive. So definitely the biggest naval nation in the world. 65% galley compatibility. With the broken galleys from the last patches, no one can fight there. In-game engagement with 55, so extremely good as well. 20% ship durability and 4.6 morale. So we will go see with England, which is the only possible contestant, and I think that is head and shoulders ahead of GB in naval rewards. So nearly 3 times the force limit, more engagement weights, 20% more here.
No durability.
Yeah. Morale is approximately the same. Tradition is approximately the same, but like 65% Galeras compatibility, 5% heavy ship. Yeah, Malacca is just Malaya is just unbeatable on the seas. And I think he still has 1 or 2 more missions to pop for naval int. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
somebody in the chat, Greg, wants you to check the shithole nation of Mexico.
Oh yeah, I will do I will go for the new world. So he can still get 20% more combat ability from Malaya, from this mission, which would give him 85%. So his galleys are like indestructible.
Fucking name though. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it was a pun, but not the best pun. It was a pun because they had one. Shit, I didn't click. They had one Sunni province. I think the probably still have it. Yeah, that was an expelled minority from Malaya, which started as Sunni and converted to Hindu. And because 1/5 of the province were Muslim at the start, Andrex decided that Australia was going to be colonized by prisoners again, but this time there would be ISIS. So okay. Income is starting to be good. 55 for second session played. It's not bad, but 15 is from subsidies. He has a gold mine. That's probably going. It was a relief for him, I think. He can dev it a bit more, but still it's okay. Production is starting to come. Trade is probably never going to be a lot because the Australian trade node is a bit shit, but it's still something. Is colonizing New Zealand, and is he going anywhere else? No, he's finishing Australia. Okay. I think in terms of dev, he must have skyrocketed, nearly 600 dev. So he will be on par with Florida in terms of on fighting strength quite soon. Expansion Pluto Echo, okay, why not? He doesn't have that much military ideas yet, but he will probably go quality after, because quality gives naval bonuses and land bonuses, so it's extremely good for this kind of nation. Force limit is quite small yet. Did he start building? Few workshops, that's good. No manufacturers yet apart there. Why did he make a manufactory there? It was probably not his island. It was probably check. It was annexed only few years back, and yeah, the farm estate was built by AI in 1495. That's a good AI. That's you are always happy when AI is deep make investment 500 gold investment in the provinces you take. His only balance is from the subsidies from Morlock. Can he get more gold? I think he can get a little bit more. He could realistically get one more gold. That would help him. He's not going naval yet, which is probably the only realistic way. He can get to 20% galley compatibility. Since he's good buddy with Malaya, he probably doesn't need to get to go full navy, and he can form either Australia, which has really good ideas, or Zealandia, which has good ideas as well. He could try to go for the Aeratora formable as well, which is not bad. They've 80 times in the session, so that's a good job. Mexico, it's CO4. Mexico, I think it was the first session Mexico was played. It has a lot of gold, obviously. They are not devved evenly, so the mods are not gonna be happy. Greg's, yeah.
That's a lot of
So Greg's, there is a bug in the game that makes that if your gold mine depletes with an uneven number, then it has an uneven, like not flat deep dev. I'm looking to see if I see an example. There is one in my land, so I will show one after. But basically, it fucks up the crown land. You don't have crown land yet, but it needs to be fixed. So there is a rule that says that all the gold mine needs to be devved evenly. Otherwise, the mods are very unhappy with that. Plus, gold is going to be a lot of your income. 20. So at the moment it's 40%, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gold mines. Each of them can go up to 8 or 9 gold income. So by just having these 8 provinces, you can improve your income by 45 ducats more, something like that, which is definitely not bad since it would double your income. You have enough deep power at the moment to do just that. So I would take that. You're probably waiting for the institution and trying to get back in technologies, but actually like doubling your income will allow you to get way better advisors, so you will catch up. And since the institution is not there yet, it will be soon. It will be soon. But still, I think like deving it could be definitely interesting. Let's see how much money it would be. Okay. Yeah, since it's mountains, it's still a bit expensive to dev. Are there better ones? Not really. It's only 6 income. So yeah, that's possibly, I was possibly a bit too how do you say that?
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic, yeah. But as soon as the prosperity reaches that, I think he should try. I will make another test.
Also, he says that he doesn't get the gold as a colonial nation. It all goes to
Yes, that's definitely true. Definitely true. The gold goes directly to England, but then again, England cannot fight in the case of an independence war. So why would you give 40% of your income to someone that is not going to do anything for you apart from colonizing Panama, but you don't care and you can take that in the independence war? I'm just saying that England cannot fight Mexico and Haiti if they were to try to be independent. How much debt does he have? 440. No, so that's good. That's kinda good. Few claims to finish the AIs there. Still maybe 200 dev to take from these provinces. Started colonizing there as well. So good expansion possibilities. Oh yeah, so this mission needs to be popped before deving all that. And yeah, there is no prosperity, but yeah, and it's not going to come without stability. So going to stab 1 is probably going to be quite important, especially in a republic. In a republic, your rulers tend to have a lot of mana generations. You keep re-electing them since you have the yearly republican tradition. So the prosperity can increase extremely fast. So you want to always be at +1 stability. Apart from that, the only possible neighbors are Florida and Haiti, but Haiti is not colonizing in the New World yet. They are staying in their islands. So Mexico will be able to get a fairly strong region for themselves, and they can form Mexico or Central American nation. I don't remember the IDs, the traditions of these nations. I know that so Florida is okay. Texas is quite good. Texas has really a strong set. Vermont has one, but Vermont is far away. California is not bad. I think Texas is the best one. Texas is the best option. And what does he need to form Texas? I think he need to culture convert, or maybe not. Just probably just hold some land there. I don't remember the requirements, but Texas is very likely the best. I do read the chat, Byzantic. Also, yeah, I'm not very good. Fuck, it's midnight, half past midnight. Yeah, you're gonna form Texas, okay. Okay.
I think they still need to do your nation and Cocktalk.
Yeah. Yeah, I will go to that. So I think you should try to go for independence as soon as you can to get a 40% income increase, just like that. Or at least, if you don't get that, get subsidies from your overlord that are equal to the gold you give him. Because at the moment, you're giving him 15 ducats a month for absolutely nothing. So can still state some things, not that much. No admin mana, so that's probably why it's not done yet. Some war exhaustion, but that's probably not going to be that much of a problem. Overextension is going away. Okay. Probably should put the admin focus, since you want to finish eco as well. You are late in admin, late in tech as well, so admin focus is probably a very good idea. And then go level 2 here, level 1 here. No estates means lower mana generation, but at least 10 is okay. It was how much? 5 before? 6, so that's going to help a bit. This is not really interesting, not yet. This is not going to be that good. The problem, another problem, being being not independent, is that you cannot make vassals, which lowers your goblin capacity a lot. Since you cannot make vassal, you cannot mitigate the mana cost for expanding your nation. You only use admin points instead of diplo, which means that well, it's slower, and also you don't have the bonuses to force limit and to manpower. Like when you have vassals, they can fight with you. You just ask them to attach, and then well, they die instead of you. At the moment, you are quite capped in manpower. So independence would also give you a good military bonus right away. Like not just 40% income, it would also improve your fighting capacity by yeah, probably 50% as well. So I went to Florida. I think I didn't do this one. It should be CO1 probably. Debug mode. Fuck. It's CO2. I wasn't far. Okay. So still loyal to England. Income 50. That's kinda good. 300 dev. Half of it is from prod. So I think he started exploiting tax already, or at least he didn't dev it, and he deved deep. Not much manpower though. He went expansion, Pluto, eco, quantity. Okay. I mean, it's a full naval nation. It's only islands. So not going naval, it's a bit gambling, I would say, because, well, then again, he has good relations with Malaya and with England, which are the only ones that can navally invade him. So he's probably feeling quite safe, but he's never going to be able to fill the big army, even with quantity. Like, even with quantity, his force limit is not going to go above 100 or 200 without expanding a lot in the new world. Like, with only these provinces, his force limit is never going to be relevant. So going full trade or going full naval would possibly be a better thing. Is sharing knowledge to Florida. Still already has quite a lot of production, so I think there are some manufacturers, yes, and a lot of workshops, yes. No military buildings at all. That makes sense, but again, that makes the choice of quantity a bit astonishing. Like, sure, quantity is going to make colonization faster with expansion, But apart from that, you're not going to gain much from it. Like 10 global settler increase, okay. 10 pro efficiency, that's not bad, I agree. But that's basically all. Trade could have been a better idea. Or maritime. Maritime or trade, I think, would probably have been better. Or just quality. Like, quality is better than quantity in this situation because it gives naval bonuses. And it's arguably better on land than quantity anyway, so yeah. Okay. So I did Florida, I did the two Marocs, and Mexico. So only has Göktürk and myself. Göktürk, it's GKT. Göktürk. Göktürk is making 80 a month, so it increased by something like 50% during the session. He has a positive balance, which is not something to sniff out as a horde. 900 dev with 340 manpower, so that's not too bad. Force limit is 124, 120 discipline, 55% cavalry compatibility with full cav combat width, so that's an army that hurts. Like, hordes are extremely painful. His cav has 12 pips, while his infantry has 10. So his cavalry is twice as good as his infantry, and it's not costing much. His cavalry is only costing 11 ducats, and in terms of maintenance, I think it's not a lot either.
He only has 5 cannons.
Yeah, he cannot afford the cannon stack, but he's allied to me, so I have the cannons and he has the cavalry, and I can also subsidize him quite a lot. So if we were to fight approximately anyone, I think we would win at the moment.
I mean, the only one you can fight is Bengal.
I could fight Punjab and I could back him.
That's
Punjab doesn't have any allies, and if Bengal was to join, Punjab and Bengal against the both of us, we win. Like, no questions asked. The hordes, like, they inflict triple casualties, basically on a fair fight. And like central India, it's only flat land. So if we manage to pass the mountains, like, the hordes are going to destroy them. So I should probably give the idea to him. Didn't think about that before, but I could want a bit of India. I don't have enough land. Like, this is not a lot. Apart from that, so he has 12 from gold, 2 gold mines, so that's good. He doesn't, he has not integrated Bashkiria yet, but it's okay. He took the gold mine, which is the most important one, and he converted it, which is the most important thing. Still needs to dev it a little bit. Clack, clack, clack. Now that it has finished converting, up, clack. And Yarkand, I think it's fully done. Yes, 12, perfect. But he needs to convert it because he's losing. I cannot sit off strong aristocrats. Ah, that's a pain. Okay, that would increase his income a bit. 5 ducats, not something to sniff out. In terms of trade, I don't think he can get much more. Center of trades are not improved, but no one is really contesting here. Is he collecting there? He is not, and actually no one is, so that's basically lost money. I think in his shoes I would move my trade capital there. He has
Persia is taking everything away to Persia.
yeah, but
In Finland.
Persia is only getting 54%, while it's like down power from Göktürk, and he has like 1, 2, 3 center of trades that he could develop. is making 18 a month at the moment. Let's see. So it's cash. Shit. So we would need. Fuck, I am retarded. We would need 600, something like that, just to improve the center of trade and a bit of deep points. So clack, clack, up, up. Needs to be devved a bit. Clack, clack. Okay, and then we put the merchants, because this trade node is not really good, and it would push still through all of that. So instead of Xi'an, up this one, and we will wait a month. I'm not sure it's going to be more than 18, but while time passes it will become better and better. Let's see. Ah, yeah, it's only 14, but by just killing Kiva, it would improve a lot. Like just getting these two center of trades, and actually it steals money away from Persia, and yeah, there is no real good trade solution. Yeah, okay, but putting one of them level 3 I think would put him above 18, and again it's only going to get better as time passes. So Oirat's still looking quite okay. In terms of forts, that's flat land, so good defensive one, good one as well for hordes obviously. That's mountains. He should probably move his capital. His capital is like far from everyone but still reachable. Now that he owns all of Manchuria, I would put the capital somewhere there. That would make him only attackable by Malaya and myself, but we are allied at the moment, and just putting one fort here would basically protect everyone. Oh yeah, that's true that it's uncolonized land, so people could come by boat, but putting his capital like somewhere there possibly would make him less vulnerable from India and Persia and Russia that are his main threats. Okay, and in terms of ideas, so tech, he will get tech 14 soon, so he recovered quite well, he's on par in terms of military tech. Horde, eco and quality, so what would be the next one? Probably religious, I think. Religious is a good thing because his religious unity is not... Oh, it's okay, but he still has a lot of land that is not a good religion, which is going to give some maluses. They are not heretic, I think. Where are the Confucian ones he has? Here. So yeah, they are heathens, which means that you get like big maluses to religion, and mostly in the east he could improve a lot by converting faster. He is the only Tengri player, so he will keep the Defender of the Faith, and going religious would make converting all of that way easier, which would improve his nation, and also the 15% from religious ideas. So I think religious is definitely a good path. What kind of policies does Horde government give? Horde unity and raising power gain with eco, and for the moment that's all. And if he was to take religious, it would be a bit more missionary and years of separatism. Not bad. Influence would give some moral, okay, but you don't really want to go influence anyway. Administrative would not be a bad policy. Innovative would definitely not be a bad policy. Innovative and admin could be decent choices. He deved 120. He needs a bit more to form the Great Yuan, like a lot more actually. And Mongol Empire, that's probably not possible in MP. What does he need really to form the Great Yuan? Beijing, Xianhua, and some Mongol land. I think he has most of what he needs. This, and that. So it's not that far from. We could see a Great Yuan. I'm not sure.
You have to share land then, but yeah.
I have to sell him Beijing and then get it back, but it's totally doable. I think the Gokturk ideas are stronger than the Great Yuan, especially since there is one cavalry shock that's like huge, absolutely huge, with some good morale, manpower recovery, cavalry compatibility. So it's definitely really good, and also he has some yearly horde unity, I think. Is it there? Yeah, it's there. So he would not take the Great Yuan ideas, but there are probably some missions. I don't know actually. I don't play hordes, but that's probably not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen either. That's complicated. He has Bashkiria, so he only needs a bit of Kiva. What would get only claims, so not really interesting. It's a bit sad that there are no int missions or echo missions. Like all the bonuses are pretty much useless. This one is not bad. This one is not bad. Okay, in terms of buildings, yeah, I mean it's the horde life, right? A lot of provinces, but each province is a bit useless. He could improve his trade a lot, like 300 more, and he would go to 60 or 65%, which would make changing the trade node worth it. Okay, and probably 2 or 3 manufacturers. But I think it's the biggest nation in terms of provinces. Yeah, 183 provinces. I think even the Ottomans don't have that much. Ottomans has 143. Bengal has 110 or 120. I think I am not even above 100. Did I fail? Oh yeah, I changed tag. Fuck. HEA. What the fuck, Leroy? What the fuck is that name? I have 130 provinces. Income 250, force limit 336, quality decent but not that good. I got my ass kicked by Punjab. Then again, I have very good artillery with +1 fire, so that's going to get my artillery fire on the line. Integrating soon the rest of Japan. Gansu is AI, so it's gonna be eaten as well. Allied with Gokturk, so my only possible expansion pass is Bengal, but I like Boku, so I don't want to fight him. So I don't really know what I will be doing next sessions. I will probably build manufacturers. I don't have that many. I have some force limit, but not everywhere yet. Workshops not everywhere either. Barracks not everywhere. So still a lot of things to do. I did not exploit the last round. Should have. Manpower is okay, not that good. Stacks are updated to 29, and
There is a 1k Rosvik troop in your land.
There is, and it's exile, and
Opium seller.
and yeah, I didn't see that. What the actual fuck?
Opium seller.
Okay. I mean, I saw some very fun provinces names while looking at VJ.
5, please. Yeah.
Speeds 5 blocks. Does he have others? Sprung Candy. Okay.
Yeah, Sprung made those provinces.
Ah, that's because the game is in German. When Alexis does the save edits, Sudkanar. What the fuck? Like, what made me cringe the most is the name changed, but it was like
It was in German, yes.
yeah, speed. Okay, there is one here. Capital of Speed 5. That makes sense. Okay. So I think I will stop there. I will stop there for today. Click click. There were no more questions. From Greg's. Which okay.
It is late, go to sleep.
Okay. Yes. Well, good night. Good night, and see you next week.